Hello, welcome to the Midwest Traveler. Jason, the Midwest Traveler. I'm in Weston, Missouri. Actually here to visit friends, Kansas City, but I couldn't find any good hotels, so I had to go to Weston, Missouri. Never been here before. It's kind of an interesting little town. It has a lot of shops and restaurants, and yeah, kind of cool looking main street I'm on. It's the only place I could find a decent hotel, so I wasn't really here for anything, but there's lots of people here. There's cars everywhere. Hard to find a parking spot. So I don't know. I just videoing a little bit of the town here. You can see behind me all these little shops here. But yeah, I'm just kind of walking around the town. You can see it's raining on me pretty good. But yeah, it's kind of a cool little walk downtown. Show you my hotel is right over here, St. George Hotel. That's where I'm staying tonight. So kind of cool old looking hotel, not your usual hotel that I've been to myself anyways. But yeah, I'm hoping to have a lot of fun tomorrow. I'll get to see my two friends, Nick and Scott, and that's what I'm looking forward to the most. But besides that, it'd be nice if I knew about this place and I was actually here to enjoy it. People seem to be having fun. There's cool restaurants, beer places and all that. I'm not a beer drinker, but yeah, if I had people with me, it might be a fun place to hang out. Fortunately, I'm not here to hang out. I'm actually just here just to stay the night so I can go see my friends tomorrow anyway. So but that's just my take here in Weston, Missouri, but it might be a fun place if you're ever around this area. I didn't know it was a little tourist area. So anyways, that's it for now. I'll talk to you later. Hello, welcome to Jason the Old Millennial. Here I am in the great state of Missouri, I guess I'm in now.
Yes.
But Kansas City, here we come. Yeah, we're in Kansas City here. I got friend Nick from Townsend. Sound Lab Studios. I got Nick.
Oh, I thought I heard Nick.
I got Nick from Townsend 505 and Scott from from Sound Lab Studios. Yeah, we're all three together for the first time, and it's been wow, really cool to finally meet two really great friends that we've been collaborating for like 4 years, I think now. And I guess there's Nick. Yeah, we had a good day. We started out. Well, I started out lost in Kansas City because it happens to be the World Games or something. What is it?
World Cup.
The World Cup. It's a World Cup.
Half the city's blocked off for
It
the World Cup.
is crazy traffic. I drove around for 40 minutes lost trying to figure out how to get to his hotel where we're at right now. Finally got them on the street to jump in real quick as I ran out, and we went over to of course barbecue. We had to go get some barbecue. Arthur Bryant's barbecue, which is like, I think he said the oldest or something like that. It's a famous barbecue spot here in Kansas City. Yeah, really good stuff. I ended up having some burnt ends and an onion ring. It was really good. But yeah, we had that. I don't know if there's another guy here, I guess. Right behind me. This is Brent, a friend of Nick, anyway. So he's,
coworker.
a coworker, so he's behind me there.
Big Chief fan.
Yeah, so we had that, and then we went over to Joe C's Records. I got my big
This
bag.
is technically a new physical media.
New physical media. Got like 4 new Chicago albums. I got the U.S. Help album. I'm really happy about that. Got Birthday by Association. I feel like I got something else in there. I can't remember. I'll have to look later. Anyway, so yeah, pretty good deal. I bought some records here anyways. So we had a good time looking at the records anyways. And then we walked over here to Scott's hotel room, which has an incredible view. Oh my gosh. Yeah. And there's Brent again.
Normally that view would have been an upgrade, but they gave it to me for free since I have such a high rate on this weekend for the World Cup.
So yeah, it's been a good time so far. We're sitting down, we're playing. Let's see, Beetle Monopoly.
Beetle Monopoly.
Of course. Why wouldn't we?
I mean, at this point, I mean,
Big
we
Beetle
have to.
fans. Yeah, we have to play Beetle Monopoly. Anyway, so yeah, it's been a really good day. Pretty hot outside, but overall clear weather, which is really nice. Anyways, but yeah, that's. I guess we don't have anything to review on this channel like we normally do.
Yes.
But yeah, just been a good time getting together with friends. Anyway, so thank you so much to Nick and Scott for being friends, and great time. Hopefully we get to see each other again sometime. And Briar, we need to get Briar involved, and hopefully all 4 of us will get together. But 3, I think Scott said 3 out of 4 ain't bad. So
Yeah.
Why is San Diego got to be so far?
I know.
yeah. So anyways, see you guys later. All right, I'm back in my house, back at home in Kansas, in my part of Kansas, and this is a day after coming back from my trip this weekend, and yeah, it was a cool trip. There were some frustrations, to be sure. Mostly, there was this whole soccer thing going on that just, I don't know, kind of ruins everything in Kansas City for sure. But even just, I couldn't find a good hotel because all the hotels wanted $500 a night, and it's because this whole soccer thing just jacked up all the prices. So it was a weird weekend to go visit and do this whole get together with my friends. Yeah, the hotel itself it had cold water. I couldn't get a good shower. The room was hot and I couldn't change the temperature. So again, I had to find just the only hotel I could find was this kind of old building hotel in this tourist area of Weston, Missouri. And yeah, so it was kind of a nightmare of a hotel to stay at. And even the place, it was kind of a nightmare because there's just so many people in Weston, Missouri, evidently on the weekend. And yeah, then first I went, met some friends that I used to work with on Friday night, which was nice to get to catch up with them. And then Saturday was kind of the big day. Went to Kansas City downtown to pick up Scott and Nick and Nick's friend Brent. And yeah, that was just a madhouse trying to get there and trying to figure out where to go and how to pick them up. So that took a while to figure that out, but we finally got together in the car, and I rented a car, which was really cool. This Toyota Camry Hybrid, which I just had to bring back, and I'm so sad that I had to bring that car back. That car was so awesome. But yeah, then we drove to a barbecue place called Arthur Bryant. Arthur Bryant's Barbecue. I got the cup. Yeah, this is the cup that I got with my drink, whatever. Anyways, got to keep. So kind of cool little souvenir I got to take. Arthur Bryant's, this, I guess, evidently kind of a famous barbecue place in downtown Kansas City. Are very well known, I guess. They have pictures of all famous people, on presidents and all that on the walls that have eaten there. Anyways, still, we went at 2 o'clock and it was still hectic. I still waited about an hour to get to the line. I got this thing called 3B, which was burnt ends and a onion ring on a bun. And yeah, that was really good, actually. That sandwich was really good. I could have gone with beef brisket or pulled pork, but I thought that was interesting. I love a good onion ring on a burger, though, is what caught me there. But yeah, the 4 of us got a spot. Luckily, there was enough room. We could find a table. But it was pretty packed. There was a lot of people there from different countries and stuff like that visiting. It was a pretty hectic place, kind of loud and all of that anyways. But I got french fries or whatever, but they weren't very good, I would say. I definitely the sandwich was the best part anyways. But anyway, so I got some authentic Kansas City barbecue there. Love barbecue, by the way. Anyways, and then we had to go find Josie's Records because, of course, being me, Nick, and Scott, we, big music guys. So we went to this music place that Scott said that they also have one in where he lives in Texas. So it was actually really good record store overall. We did comment that we hated the music, but I feel like anytime I go to the music store, they play the most horrible music ever. This one, they played a lot of really bad rap music anyways in the store. But besides that, there was lots of selections, which was great. Way more selections than I'm used to at a record store, to be honest. A lot of good picks as well while I was there. And I said in my other video, I got some stuff. I'll show off some of this, what I got there. I got the U.S. Help from the Beatles, I was really happy to see this. This was the most expensive item I found. It was like $20. But man, I really wanted this to kind of somewhat complete my U.S. collection, as I got most of the U.S. stuff, including I got the Hard Day's Night U.S. Album, which is more soundtrack, and like this is more soundtrack album, But I got most of everything else except for, like, of course, I don't have the U.S. Rubber Soul, the U.S. Revolver, and then Hey Jude. I don't have that album from the U.S., but I got pretty much everything else. So I'm kind of excited to get more Beatles. Then I really was after, there's a lot of Chicago. Yeah, I found at most of the stores I go to, I found a lot of Chicago albums. Seems to be very popular to find. Anyways, I don't know. I'm really into getting Chicago albums for some reason. I do love their album covers and everything, and I really want to discover more Chicago stuff. But of course, I got Chicago Transit Authority. That's a must. It's their very first album. I love the back here. It's really nice. I know it has like I think beginnings, and it has. And does anybody know what time it is? I think is on here. But yeah, question 67, 68. So it's got a couple really, really good songs on here. But also some jazz rock jamming as well. I don't care for as much. But yeah, obviously this is one of the most popular albums, I think. And did very well in 1969. I haven't heard this album. I buy a lot of these Chicago albums without hearing them first. I need to get into listening to all those albums on Spotify at some point. But I believe this is Chicago 11. It's always hard to tell what Chicago it is. They all have different designs, and they all just have Chicago on them. They don't tell you what the number of Chicago it is. But I think this is Chicago 11. I think it's what Scott told me. I had Scott make sure these were good ones. I said, are these the good Chicago albums? And he said, yeah, these are the good ones. So I'm glad I had Scott there to tell me he knows more about Chicago than me. But this was the last one with Terry Kath on, who played guitar for the band. So interested in listening to that one. believe this is Chicago 7, I believe, which again, I'm not as familiar with. Yeah, I need to listen to this one. But again, love these covers. And this one has a good feel to it as well. So, and then I got Chicago 10, which I have heard recently because I considered it for my top 10 favorite albums of 1976, I think it was. It barely missed out. It was my honorable mention, but barely missed out my top 10. I do love this cover, the chocolate bar cover, and you got like the rest of the wrapper there. Sorry, I love how it looks like a candy bar wrapper. Anyways, this has I believe their first #1 hit, "If You Leave Me Now," is kind of the big song on here. It really kind of showed that they can do ballads really well with Peter Cetera, I think, and they should do more ballads after this because that did so well. But yeah, this was a pretty good album. I've heard this one before. And to top the list, I have "Birthday" by The Association. This is their 4th album. I've got 3 of the 4. The only album, 3 are the first 4 albums I got. I don't have the first album. Along Comes the Association. I need to get that one because that's a really good album too. But the first 4 albums are all pretty good albums for The Association. Anyways, there's no big hits on here. But I do love "Rose Petals, Incense, and a Kitten." I think it's a really good ballad on here as well. Anyway, so that's what I picked up at Joe C's Records. Anyway, just wanted to show some physical media I got there. Anyways, and then from there, I actually found a good parking spot. I paid for to stay there for like 4 hours or something like that. And then we walked back to Scott's Hotel. It was kind of walking distance. It took like 30 minutes to walk to. It was pretty hot outside too. It was quite a walk. But he stayed at a really nice hotel, which I show in the pictures here on my video, like Crown Center, Westin, or something like that. And yeah, that was really cool going to that hotel and seeing like a really nice hotel like that. And we went up to his hotel room and we played Beatles Monopoly, which was a lot of fun. And man, it was just a lot of fun to hang out with Scott and Nick. I would say that was I wish, it sucks that we only did it for one day. Of course, it was just kind of a spur of the thing that, we all came together at the same time, which was kind of a miracle in itself that all 3 of us from 3 different states, from different parts of the country, got to get together. That was really cool. But man, it was just so fun talking to them and, talking about music, talking about sports, whatever we were talking about. And we had such fun. We laughed our heads off. Scott and Nick are so funny, I think. And man, they crack me up so much and also give have great ideas and, and all this. And yeah, so that was definitely the best part of my whole trip, is getting to hang out with Scott and Nick, especially in the hotel room playing. We played Beatles Monopoly. We were playing Beatles music on our iPhones. Man, just having a really fun time. Anyway, so that was great. I hope we can do it again and spend more than one day together. It'd be nice if we could spend a whole weekend hanging out or something like that. And of course, we all wish Briar could have been with us. That would have been really, really cool to have the 4 of us that become really good friends and have collaborated more than anybody on my channel. I collaborated with those 3 more than anybody. And our group, who we call the Music Junkies, we're just constantly talking to each other about music and stuff like that, anyways, and sports and whatever else we want to talk about. So yeah, so thanks, so much thanks to Scott and Nick for such a good time on Saturday, and for the time of being my friends and getting together. It was so great. And yeah, and just thanks for helping me in the traffic. Thanks to Scott for the hotel room, getting to spend some time there and play Monopoly. And thanks to Nick for giving me a ride back to my car. That was really great. Anyways, so besides that, it was a great trip overall, though it was nerve-wracking at times. I was very happy to be able to do this and get to meet some really good friends anyway. So that's all to say for this video. I hope you enjoy seeing our time together here and some pictures I took. And besides that, I will see you later.